In my book, the secret to feeding the family is keeping it uncomplicated and interesting at the same time. This sumptuous one-pot wonder fits the bill perfectly.
It's often difficult thinking of different meals to serve to the family, especially when time is short, and I think I've got an answer. It's sort of a cheats fish pie.
This is a real favourite of mine, and it's remarkably simple to make. Start with 350 grams of potatoes and bring to the boil.
Meanwhile, I'm going to skin the fish. Take a knife, start from the tail end, and do a sawing action all the way along, and the skin should come off very easily. And you're very unlikely to go through the skin because it's tough. When I was at college, I worked in a fishmonger's, and they taught me all about fish. And so when I see something like this, I can tackle it with lots of confidence. That's it. And then, you never know, if you feel here, there might be a bone. In our house, he that sits at the end of the table nearly always gets a bone in his fish pie, and quietly he puts it at the edge of the plate, as much as to say, you didn't take that extra care, I don't comment.
I like to cut the haddock into good, generous pieces. Once the potato has had about 4 minutes, pop in the cauliflower florets. You'll want to make sure they still have bite in them.
You need something with fish when it's white potato, white cauliflower and off-white fish.
So to set off the colour and flavour of the fish, I'm using masses of fresh chives and parsley. Drain the vegetables well and tip them into an oven-proof dish.
Then I'm going to put just a soupçon of salt over the top of there, a little bit of pepper.
Now for my favourite bit. Grate 100 grams of nutty Gruyere cheese and sprinkle half over the vegetables.
As it heats, it'll become a little bit stringy because it's Gruyere cheese.
Then you can scatter over those beautiful herbs.
So the next thing I'm going to do is to add the fish and just mask the whole of the top of it with the fish. If you've got any thin bits of fish there, make sure that they point towards the centre because the heat will come from the side. So thickest at the outside. It's a little bit like a jigsaw here. I'm just pushing them in. And I can tuck that one with its tail underneath. And all that remains is for me to put a very easy sauce over the top.
This is a time-saving trick for a creamy sauce. All you need do is whisk a heaped tablespoonful of corn flour with 300 ml of pouring cream.
And mix it really well so it's got no lumps. If you use corn flour, it gives a good shine to the sauce and it's rather smoother than using flour. Little there. Fairly evenly, just pulling it to one side, and it'll find its way to the bottom. There couldn't be an easier sauce than that.
Then sprinkle the last of that rich Gruyere cheese over the top.
And to add extra colour, I'm going to put a little paprika. So a little pinch of that all over. That goes into the oven at 180 fan and it'll take about 20 minutes. Bubbling at the edges, it's a gorgeous brown colour, should be done. What I'm liking is to see all those herbs in there. It looks good and it tastes even better. Great for all the family. Thanks for tuning in. Please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel and enjoy.